Welcome to Triton Technical Support Series, the CDM6240 Dispenser, Removal and Installation Guide. Triton recommends 2 technicians install the dispenser to prevent personal injury and/or damage to the dispenser or cabinet. Your tool requirements for this job are a number 2 Phillips screwdriver and an 11/32 nut driver. Getting started, let's remove all of the cassettes from the dispenser unit. Next, we will be removing the shipping brackets that attach the dispenser to the vault. To do this, we will need to remove the 6 shipping screws.
After removing the shipping screws, we're going to remove these shipping brackets from the dispenser. To do that, we're going to pull this pin and rack the dispenser forward, and the slides are going to lock it in the out position.
The technician will now remove the 4 screws which hold the brackets to the dispenser. You can then set aside the brackets for future shipping or dispose of them.
After racking out the dispenser, we're going to remove 6 mounting screws starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to loosen these screws that are in this slot. When removing the screws from either side, work from the screw out. Don't loosen the screw and hover over the dispenser. The screws could fall down in there. And now I can slide the dispenser into a more serviceable position. The next step is to unroute cables. So I'm going to start by unbending these bendable cable clamps. And then I'm going to remove the power. Have to loosen this wing nut, and I can slide that cable out. And now I can remove the main board to security module data cable and the security module power cable. After unrouting the cables, you have to do one of 2 things. We have to decouple this wire track from the dispenser. Option 1 is to pull this plunger and lift up. Option 2 is to remove this screw on the top of the dispenser and then push back, and it's now decoupled. Time to remove these last 2 screws.
Two technicians will be required to lift the dispenser off of the racks. Also, make sure to place the dispenser on a stable platform after its removal.
After removing the dispenser, I want to push the slide rails in. So to do that, on the side with the pin, I have to press the release down, and as it starts moving, I let go, and then I can just push the slide all the way in. On this side, to release the slide, I lift up, and as I slide in, I let go, and it will allow me to slide the dispenser all the way in. After the dispensers are removed, we want to remove these shipping brackets from the vault. To put the dispenser back in the ATM, I'm going to pull this pin, slide out on the other side. There's no pin. You just slide it on out.
Again, a reminder, 2 technicians are required to avoid equipment damage or injury.
All right, we're going to loosely install a screw in each one of these slots. And then I'm going to move the dispenser forward to the service position and make more space for us to allow us to reroute the cables. Before routing the cables, we need to reattach this cable assembly. We have 2 hooks that need to go in 2 slots here. So we'll align that and then push down, and this pin should fire and lock it in place. If you detach the cable assembly from the dispenser using option 2, to reattach, you want to push down flat on top of the dispenser with your thumb and pull towards you, and it will slide right into place and put a screw in the top. Now we're going to reroute all of the cables to the dispenser. I'm going to start with this power cable. I'm going to mount it into the slot. I'm going to tighten the wing nut, but I'm going to make sure these cables are pointing down to the floor. I'm going to route this power cable through this bendable clip around the security module and into the main board. I can now bend these restraints back to restrain the power cable and comms cable. I'm going to tuck this communications cable here along with the power, and now I'm going to grab my security module to main board connector, and I removed the security module because it's easier. I'm going to plug in the security module to the main board and the security module power. Slide that back in place, clip it, and now I have to tuck all these cables into this clip here underneath the capacitor and bend this bendable restraint back up to hold the cables. I'm going to route the rest of the cables back around the main board here and restrain them again with another bendable clip, and then once more with this last bendable clip. Before sliding the dispenser in the first time, it's important to make sure that all of these cables are restrained and don't stick out any further than this motor and this group of cables here. We don't want anything to get snagged on the other end of this dispenser cabling assembly, which is back in here. Now we can slide the dispenser back out of the service position, push it all the way back until it bottoms out these 2 brackets here and here. Check the alignment of the holes, start putting your screws in. After removing the reject cassette, The door is locked, so you cannot reinstall it into the dispenser. When you unlock it and then turn the key back to the lock position, it will be ready to be reinserted into the dispenser. No tricks for the rest of the cash cassettes. We'll just load them in, A, B, and C.
Do you have problems or questions about this procedure? Contact Triton Technical Support at 1-800-787-4866. Thank you for purchasing Triton.